Well, hello friends, and welcome back to a new episode of the TypeScript Tea Time. I'm your host Mirko and hope you're having an awesome day so far. We are going to kind of continue with our serverless MailChimp clone. In particular, I've turned everything into a blog post, not everything, actually just the first few episodes where we fiddled around with the subscribe endpoint and the CLI. All of that is at least now online in the GitHub repository. In fact, I have a second GitHub repository that sums up the complete blog post by just basically listing all of the commands, and it's still a lot. Like still 161 lines, and including white space, right? So yeah, it is quite a mouthful, this blog. And in particular, we also have a lot of images inside of there. One thing that I've noticed when I originally started to blog on dev.to is that, man, doing it manually is so annoying. In particular, uploading the images. If an image changed, well, you have to completely re-upload it, and fiddling around with the UI, and all of that is not fun at all. So today I thought, well, let's make it. So in particular, because I want to finish this project in a sense, this MailChimp clone. Before we get into recognition, AWS recognition, I suppose I should finish this one, at least the basic setup. And well, yeah, there we go. Now we're doing a stream on how to set up auto-publishing on dev.to. I have no idea what I'm doing. The good thing is I did find this little project here. Let's see. So if you, by the way, if you want to see the complete article already, it is online in basically now. So here's the very, very brief summary kind of for you. If you publish it now, I still have the repository to show that I'm actually the composer of this blog article. And the videos, of course. And the other one being in here, particularly the README inside of there. So check those out if you want to see what we've did over the last couple of weeks, particularly the first part. Basically building this one out, the safe workflow in its very, very basic form, using the AWS CLI only. Quite a lot of work, and it does come with a disclaimer: great for learning, but if you're trying to build an actual service, do yourself a favor and use something like AWS CloudFormation, AWS SAM, AWS CDK, Terraform or Pulumi, some infrastructure as code tool. You will greatly appreciate the benefits that come with those, instead of actually having to go to all of these commands and then also clean up everything at the end. All right, so let's get into the dev.to stuff, I guess. So what we have out there is, or what I found out there is this little project, which, well, at least has 16 stars, and it's been around for quite some time, apparently, like 3 years. The CI itself of dev.to, it is out there, but the API is out there. We could actually integrate with ourselves if we wanted to, and write all of this ourselves, but that's not fun. In particular, the handling imagery is always annoying, like auto detecting imagery. And I hope this blog just handles all of that this tool handles all of that automatically, because that's what it's supposed to do, as far as I understand. Let me do a quick audio check before I continue here. Is it just so? Okay, yeah, that should be, audio should be all right. Good. I did change the microphone position because last time it was really in my way, thanks to the new plop filter here. Inside of your microphone, and you don't hear it. Very good. So basically what this does is, so the main features of this, it is a CLI to create and publish markdown files as articles using assets hosted on GitHub. So that sounds pretty rad. The main features, we can create and update dev.to articles. Dev.to, by the way, is a blog site. We've been fetching from the RSS feed for the last few months, for the last month. But it looks like this. If you've never seen it, it's a great resource. There are many cool articles on there, and compared to Medium in particular, it does not include ads. And maybe it does include ads, but it definitely does not block 90% of the article. Just way better. So this one, we can also quickly bootstrap a GitHub repository ready to synchronize with dev.to. That's pretty cool. Probably we want to have I want to set up a Git repository. Create new articles with front matter ready. Not sure what exactly front matter is supposed to mean. The first section of a book. Okay, and it's generally the shortest. It is also sometimes called the preliminary, like an abstract. Okay. Preface. Okay. Show stats of your latest published articles and no config file needed. That sounds pretty awesome. If you only want to synchronize a GitHub repository to dev.to, you can follow this quick start tutorial without installing the CLI. That's also something very interesting. So what does the CLI add then compared to a repository? We can look at stats apparently. Okay, that's cool. And we can do it completely locally, huh? Can we? Oh, dev.to API token, GitHub repository, branch, version. Actually, if I can... Shall we do the GitHub repository only setup? Or shall we do the dev init? I hate the name. Dev is such a general word. They should have called it dev.to init, at least. I mean, it is a great name, but using it for such an API tool is kind of... I don't know. Console existing articles, check for offline images. Okay. Let's do it with the CLI. I think what we're going to do. So let me go ahead. I'm going to install add sign died in the add, I don't know, dev.to CLI. Yes, we are supposed to use -- location equals global now since npm node 18, npm 8. Who cares? Then we do dev init current directory as an article repository. Okay, so let's make a directory. Let's call it, I think I already have a blog article. Oh, maybe for privacy's sake. I do have already a blog article. Currently I do. So let's move blog /blog old. So help. Then we make a new directory and we call it block, and then we call a cd block, and we do dev init, right? Is that what it was? Yes. And your GitHub repository. We do not have a repository just yet. Yeah, we do not have a repository just yet. So let's create one. I'm going to go to my GitHub, the scary one. We do plus new repository, and we call this blog. Is that already taken? No. Description. Dev.to. I don't know. Description. My blog articles. Public. No license. Add a readme. That should be fine. Go. And now we can take this one, I suppose. Username, so mcron/blog. Main is the target branch. Create your first article draft and post/article md. Take a look at .github/workforce publish.yaml for the next steps. Okay, let's do it. Dot. And in fact, I will close you. So we have posts. There's article inside of here. And then it looks like this. Okay, so we have like some metadata. And then the article content. We also have publish YAML. That's a very, very clean setup, to be honest. I like it. So this article will push and update articles on dev.to each time a new commit is pushed to the main branch. So we could completely write everything on the branch. Well, besides the main branch, of course. And then just when we are ready, we can just merge into main and everything gets published according to the metadata that we provide here. Okay, very good. Not sure how we specify these values, but yeah. What does it do? So it's called publish. It is running only on main. It runs on Ubuntu. So it has one job. Do we have multiple jobs? No, we only have one job. It runs on Ubuntu, and then it does check out the code. Apparently set up Node because it's based on Node. And I think I've seen that the tool is actually written in TypeScript. Back. Where is my Chrome? There is my Chrome. We see inside of source. It's actually written in TypeScript. Yay, TypeScript! So from there, what else do we have here? We have, well, it's using Node 14, okay. Then it's using this hook, or how do you call it? GitHub action. GitHub action. It is being published apparently. GitHub action to publish markdown files on dev.to platform with assets hosted on GitHub. Very good, and we see some configuration here. Good. Going back. So then it's using some configuration. We need to have a dev.to token set up apparently. It also injects the GitHub token. This is automatic, I think. It's always just there. And it's taking all the markdown files that are within the posts directory. Optional, the git branch to use, default is main. Yeah, that sounds good. And then we have use conventional commit messages. Default is false. No, the default is true. At least in this init. So what does it do with the conventional commits? We also have like dry run, which is cool. Let's add that. And for now, let's say true. Anything else that we have in here? No, that's about it. Using a custom committer. No, we don't need to do that. Yeah, most of the work is being done by dev.to CLI. Okay, very good. Maybe we don't need the dev.to CLI. Actually, we might be able to remove it as soon as we have this one set up, because then everything is just running inside of the cloud. Oh, not the cloud, but in our CI/CD pipeline. That's cool. All right, we apparently make it work. You need a dev.to API key. Apparently they are making rapid changes to the product, so the docs may be out of date. Okay, that's not great. I suppose we can work around that. I guess I need to go to dev.to. I need to actually log in. Probably I used GitHub. Maybe I didn't. Go. Okay, here I'm logged in, although it's in the wrong window, but that works. I also have the wrong image. Needs to be the good one. So where do we need to go now to get an API token? This is for creating. Suppose, let me here to not docs too much. Engine zone, remove, blah, delete contact. None of that. Extension. Oh, we can also publish via RSS. That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. Anyway, there we go, finally. Found it. So, inside our settings, we go to extensions, and then we can scroll down, 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 and you can find a dev community API key. You can generate personal API keys to use for authentication with the dev community API. The API is still in its beta stage. Documentation contains further. So this one will be Autopublish blog. Then we can create an API key. And we do that off screen. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Okay. So now you see it is right there. But never share these, okay? And if I open this, so using the triangle, it actually shows the API key. All right, very good. So with this, we can go into GitHub. We can go to settings. And inside of settings, so inside of my new repository logs, I go to settings, then secrets. There, I think it's actions. And here we can use either environment secrets or we can put pull request from fork. New repository secret. Okay, so let's call this auto publish to dev. Oh no, it has to have the right name, and it must be this name from the workflow. So putting this there, then I'm going to take the thing from dev.to, so from here, I'm going to put it inside of this entry and say add the secret. And there we go. Done. All right. Of course, I don't show this to you. Otherwise, you would be able to do whatever you want to my dev.to account. Okay, that should be it in terms of create a token. And we also added this token to our GitHub repository using the secret. Or as a secret, using this dev.to token. And that's it, I guess. Now, I think all we need to do is we say feature well, first test log plus CI, or actually CD pipeline. We do not integrate in this case, so it's only publishing. Good. And back, new back. We should now, all right. I still have to, so in my repository, it tells me push an existing repository from the CLI. I can just take this and then there, I'm in the right directory, and then we go do it, do the thing, and that should do it. It's actually, it did trigger the CLI, very good. That at least triggered. And let me just hide this. Normally the GitHub CI is very good in terms of hiding hiding all the secrets and whatnot. But just in case, I was, by the way, aware that this published flag here is set to false. So I currently publish something, or I upload something to dev.to that is not visible to the public, only under specific links. And if we are happy, we should be able to just have something in here, but apparently it isn't. Ah, we did a dry run just now, didn't we? Yeah, there we go. So it did run the action checkout, so it did check out all the code. It did run setup node. Why does it use version 1? I don't know. But now publish articles to dev.to is running in dry mode. So remote changes will be skipped. Local changes too. Retrieving articles from dev.to. Created draft my article title. Running in dry mode, therefore skipping the commit check. So let's change that into actually doing the thing. We say dry run false. And when I commit this, I say CI enable publish, actually publish to dev.to. There we go. Commit. And that should just run again. Well, you can do it. There it is. Nice. Anybody already publishing any kind of blogs? I'm very curious about your experience. So far, blog writing is one of the hardest things for me that I can imagine. Because you need to be so very precise compared in particular to doing a live stream, where kind of it's expected that you do make mistakes, right? This is not a demo, not a tech demo, and even in live tech demo, well, many people do mistakes, and it's just natural that something goes wrong. Just think about all the about all of the Windows presentations introducing Windows 7, introducing Windows XP, whatnot, where during the presentation, during the demo, the computer actually froze. So yeah. Why did it skip all of this fun stuff? It didn't. Okay, never mind. Publishing. Apparently it's committing. Where does that one come from? Okay, that's interesting. So we see the changes were post/article git -c user name dev.to -c. What is this doing? Draw update published article. Git CI. Is that a commit to our? It is. Oh, what do you look at that? Okay, so it's doing an actual commit to our repository. Why is it working? Because I did not set up any collaborators. Oh, okay. Apparently I need. Why is this working? Because they have. Oh, okay. I think I know why. They can use the GitHub token, which is being injected automatically. Why do I not see the CI anymore? Interesting. And then they just change the. So they do commit actually with our API token, but they change the name, like our GitHub token, but they do change the name of the user. They do also change the email so that it actually looks like somebody else committed. That is a weird setup, but it works, I guess. The most important part for me is it did not commit to anything remote. Like basically stealing my credentials. That it did not do that. Oh yeah. And then git pushing to, well, right there. It's using my credentials apparently to push to mgrants lock git. And then we have it. And we also should see, when I refresh this list, there is my article. Sweet, that actually worked. Unpublished, very nice. What if, let's do some changes. Maybe we change the article name. Let's say Twitch stream about how to publish to dev.to automatically. Best article ever. Apparently ever is written like that. GitHub Copilot has spoken. Heat. We publish. Oh. See that? We have to pull first. Otherwise we get Git issues. Git stash, git pull, git stash pop. Like we are. Can do it. There we go. Feature. Change article name and republish. Do it. Bum, 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 bum. Where actions is. I'm being careful because this is my actual normal window, a normal GitHub Chrome profile. There we go. That worked. Well, at least I'm trying to be careful. Not sure how it works out. It did really re-delete the other one. Very interesting. I wonder how it actually got the reference. And by the way, there are already like a couple of blogs out there. If you're interested in any one of these, please feel free to reach out. Just say yeah. Then I can share a preview with you. But they are old. They are like a year old maybe, or half a year, I don't know. I don't remember. This one being the number one probably. As TypeScript as keyword is not what you think it is. I've seen this error so often. Anyway, it worked. I mean, it's amazing. It just does it. And if we want to publish, I think we just said, it's having it has an ID here. Look at that. It has an ID. Smart boy. Just adding an ID to identify. Homeless, good morning to you. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. I'm trying to automate the publishing because, man, publishing to dev.to is annoying if you don't do it automatically. In particular, all the imagery. This is still about the serverless MailChimp thing. Yeah, exactly. I don't have a private blog, and even if I had a private blog, I don't want to, for visibility, it's just useful to publish to something else. Did you remember? We did write a large part of all of this together, in fact. This is the summary version. But you can find everything here. Take the right window, Mirko. So the blog for the MailChimp subscribe endpoint, the complete thing, all in here with images. Actually, this is completely the blog. I'm just going to republish it to the other one, and dev.to makes it very, very uncomfortable if you're writing an article with and you're using the UI and you have changes inside your images. You have to completely re-upload the images and then change also the code accordingly, and it is terrible. So yeah, that's the first part of the MailChimp clone. Basically, with the disclaimer, we're doing everything with the AWS CLI, and it's great for learning. You will see how everything gets put together. But be aware, if you actually want to do this, you probably want to use something like AWS SAM or some infrastructure. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How are you today? On this early morning. Are you already getting ready for your trip? When are you leaving? On the weekend or next week on Monday or something? Last time I remember you said next week, which can be fairly relative. Yeah. All of the code is in here if you really want to revisit everything. And in particular, so if you're just interested in all the commands, you can go here, go to subscribe endpoint, and it doesn't work because I have not linked up anything just yet. Go here, and that's only the commands. How to set up everything on SES, how to set up the corresponding step functions, and how to set up all the API gateway stuff, and then how to clean up everything together with the corresponding input files right next to it. So that's like the executive summary for those people who are very good with reading command line interface. In theory, if you're good with AWS SES, all that you need is really this. Right? So that's kind of bonus. Oh yeah. Yeah. And I'm trying to automate everything here. So what we did just now is have this one. Do you have a blog, by the way, on this? Did you ever try to write a blog? I find it terribly exhausting. it is fun in terms of learning, but you I think I've completely rewrote this article 8 times or so, just through the learnings that we've made with AWS step functions and whatnot. I completely rewrote everything 8 times or something. There was, and it's not a short article. It is not a short article. You don't have a blog, but maybe I want to write about tech in the future. I want to create a personal website plus blog. Yeah, it's a great project, I think. I probably start with, well, I decided to start with publishing to dev.to, so the input, the entry hurdle is slightly lower. And then after I've created a couple of blogs and I see I'm actually continuing with it, because the last few blogs that I did create, I never published them. Like book recommendations, apparently 3 ways to deep clone copy objects in JavaScript and TypeScript, top 5 hidden gems using VS Code extensions, and yeah, I'm getting into the clickbait. And this one also very clickbaity. It might not be what you think it is. Apparently I have lower than 500. It probably means lower. The total number of post views is 0. I assume. But I did write these, but I've never gotten around to actually publish them. I actually don't know why, to be honest. They're not terrible. They're not terrible blogs, in particular compared to the newest one. They are way simpler. They were way simpler. Do you have any particular framework in mind with which you want to build your blog in the future? Maybe, I mean, yeah, if you haven't thought about it, that's also fine, because like the frameworks for publishing blogs, there's a new framework every month, right? Is Gatsby still a thing? Oh, wrong window. Gatsby, is that still a thing? The fastest front end for the headless web. It might be. Maybe it's not. Probably also something for blog Astro. I think Clarkio Shout out to him, by the way. Fuck you. Great streamer. That was not an exclamation mark. So great streamer. I hang out in his chat. I think this week he won't be streaming. Or maybe he is. That's a very, very interesting idea that he had. Just writing setting the next stream date inside of his stream info for the next stream. That's pretty cool. I like that idea. He has really, really good ideas. He's also so I hang out in his chat pretty much every Friday. Come on in if you are interested. It's a great stream. The first half is like chilling. The second half is typically actual coding, and in particular, recently he's doing security stuff because he started working for Sneak. And one thing that was very, very interesting to see is whenever he goes live, he changes his Twitter username into a recording symbol, and then live now, and then his name on Twitter. And then when he goes offline, he changes the Twitter name back. That's pretty amazing. And apparently, this is also an idea from him. Just changing the stream info up front, so that when somebody's using the shoutout command, because you already get the newest data from Twitch, even if you have not streamed just yet, you get the newest stream title that you kind of can set up preliminary. Apparently he has done that to show his next stream time. It's apparently also something for Astro blog template, I suppose. Themes blog. I think so. Why I came up with Clarkio, his blog is actually on Astro. Here's a simple blog template with Astro, Tailwind, CSS, and Daisy UI. Why do you need another UI? You already have Tailwind. Well, I suppose Tailwind is fairly low level, right? And there are a couple of in here. WordPress. PHP. Good old classic PHP. Yeah, WordPress is definitely one that has been around for some time. You can be you can be sure that support will continue. While the JavaScript frameworks will just change every year. WordPress has been around for forever, right? Also very adaptable. I forgot my roller coaster. Not roller coaster, coaster. And by the way, whenever you put, it says meow, and it's a cat. Whenever you put your cup on the coaster, you have to do meow. Yeah, and it's easy. I just need to create a theme, and that's it. Very nice, very nice. One thing that I saw, if you're interested in dev.to, so what you can do is you go to settings, extensions, and there you can just link it using RSS feeds, which is what we've used to fetch stuff from dev.to and send our emails, if you remember. So if your blog publishes an RSS feed automatically, and I can imagine there's definitely, if WordPress doesn't do it automatically, there's definitely an extension that does it for you, and it automatically generates the RSS feed. And then you can auto-publish to dev.to by just writing, here's my RSS feed URL, done. Then it just does it. That's pretty neat. I think. All right. So we have We have that. Let's try including an image. So for that, I'm going to go to is it this one? Is it that one? No, I think it's this one. So in here we have a couple of images, and I'm just going to copy. Let's start with a PNG, and then we go over to SVG. I cannot see. Are you a PNG? Yes. So maybe we take. Are you a PNG? Yes, you are a PNG. Let's put you right there. Take that. Then we say cover image is going to be /subscribe subscript pieces. So canonical URL. I don't know. That like a custom prefix? Could we say something like subscribe step functions? Subscribe MailChimp clone using AWS step functions. Subscribe endpoint. That's a very long URL, but at least it's a readable URL. It needs to be minus, right? In URLs. Can we use? I'm sure this one works. I'm not sure about the subscript. And then, so we have that one, and one more that I want to do is actually putting in an image tag inside of our article. I'm going to take both because we're testing at this point, right? I'm not sure which one's going to work, so let's take you, my friend, and the description is actually correct. Very good. So let's publish that. All we need to do is do that, and then we say, oh, are we one down? Okay. Okay, apparently we have to git stash, git pull, git can pass forward, git pull to multiple branches. Now it's working. Okay, I don't know. Git stash pop. We are back. And apparently we have merge conflicts now. I don't care. Oh, no, I do care. Save. So now we say feature. Actually, yeah, feature, whatever. Test best article ever. Let's auto generate an abstract for how to publish, how to use step functions. 3, 2, 1. Come on, you can do it. Step Copilot, I trust in you. Come on, Copilot, you can do it. Wait. Who is Steven? Seriously? Look at it, GitHub Copilot doing the thing. How to publish to dev.to automatically. I've recently started streaming on Twitch about the project I'm working on. I've been working on a project to publish articles to dev.to automatically. I will be covering how to set up this project and how to use it in this article. I will also be covering the code in my Twitch stream. How long is this? Seriously. And whose article is this? It doesn't exist, apparently. Access denied. GitHub Copilot doing its thing. I love Copilot. A call to action for the reader to pull on your own. That's funny. Anyway, let's go back to what we had before. Best article ever. There we go. All right. Test images, image uploads, and what I hope is that it automatically includes the images. That would be just amazing. In front. Probably should have changed something to see whether something is working. It failed. That's not good. Okay. Apparently, post article.md has errors. Update failed. HTTP error. Fonts code 422 unprocessable. Failed draft. Unprocessable entity? Did we accidentally change the ID? I don't know. 2? Feature. Rename article. I expect this to fail as well. Why does it say unprocessable? Entity. So this is probably from upstream, which means from dev.to. Dev.to API documentation. I think it's this one. Backend guide. I don't know. Can we look at the unprocessable entity? No, nothing. Process. How do you write unprocessable entity? Or maybe 422? No, nothing. Update. Post. Nope. Design admin guide. Nope. Content guide. Backend. Lastly, emails. Authentication. I just want to publish. Data update scripts. Service object, push notification, notifications, roles. Oh, I don't know. It failed again. With unprocessable entity. So Where does it get this ID from? Was the ID there from the very beginning? It wasn't. How did we get the ID? Oh, whoa. I think here in this chore, there we go. That's adding the ID. Why is it unprocessed? Because of this? Is that the problem? Maybe we go back to this friend here. How does it work? dev.to CLI. Does it say something about images? You can image in your repository along your markdown and link to them directly. When an article is pushed to dev.to, all relative links without an https:// will be modified with the format okay prefix to leverage GitHub hosting. Okay, so can we just do this? Let's start there. First of all, I want to make this work again. So it's automatically adding the ID. That's one thing that we've learned. And relative images will be changed into this prefix to leverage GitHub hosting. You have to make sure that you pushed your Git changes, including the images, to your GitHub repository. Otherwise, you might end up with a 404. By default, the CLI will check that all your linked images are online before pushing to avoid mistakes. Absolute image link will be left untouched. You can choose to host. If you have markdown files for articles that are already on dev.to but do not have an ID front matter property, you can use -- reconcile to match articles using their titles to avoid duplication. That's cool. We can import the articles that we already have. That's good. Check for offline images. By default, this CLI we check all image URLs of an article to be online for pushing the changes to dev.to. If an image is offline, the article will be marked as failed and won't be pushed. I suppose that's also not the error that we get, because we are getting unprocessable entity, which are HTTP errors. In particular, it says so specifically, meaning some kind of HTTP connection is being done. Okay, it might come from GitHub while we are checking for the images, but I don't think then we get unprocessable entity in that case. I suppose, my guess is that we are trying to upload everything to dev.to and there it is failing. It's my guess here. You can run that, dev.to token, blah blah blah, using front matter properties. Okay, so this is called front matter. These properties here apparently. Okay, good to know. I learned a new thing today. All front matter properties are natively support orders can be found here. Oh, very nice. Best size is 1000 cross for 20. Maybe our image is too large. No, it is not. Okay. You're right. Serious. Oh, we can also have a serious. That's cool. Description tags cannot kill URL. Okay. Something for later. All right. Let's push this change, trying to get the cover image working somehow. Feature. They do not have an example, do they? Example. No, unfortunately not. They should include an image inside of their example, I think. That would be very much appreciated. Do we have something like image placeholder assets? Cannot find crashes on colon. Nope. Nothing of that sort. Feature. Suppose it's not checking the comments, does it? Guess not. Feature. Actually fix. Trying to make images work. Push it to the limit. Then we touch our CI. And I'll take a short break and be right back. Back we are, and we don't see anything because it failed again. Still responding with unprocessable entity. Maybe just do this. 2. But again. Burning through our GitHub action. Let's see whether that one works. Something is failing. Never mind. Why does it say unprocessable entity? If I do this, I'm actually going to remove these as well. So first of all, I want to go back to a state. Oh, is it the canonical URL? Maybe we should understand what the canonical URL is. Edit the guide. Link to the canonical version of the content. That's wrong. In our case. Oh. Links, inline images. When adding GIF post, please note that there is a limit of 200 megapixels per image frame. Okay. This is how you put in images, apparently. It's a pretty neat summary. I think I found this before, but I completely forgot about everything. So did that work? Please work. It failed? Seriously? Unprocessable entity. Host/article.md has errors. Okay. So this line, it's retrieving them, and it then says this article has errors. Let's remove it for now. I'm not sure what I did to it, but apparently it doesn't like it. Goodbye, my friend. Probably because of this. So me deleting it was probably stupid. Okay. What did we have here at the very beginning for the canonical URL? Null. Okay, let's use null. Because I deleted it just now, I will actually go back into this state. And now we do this once more. Just trying to make something work. And then we add images once more. And we do one change at a time to minimize the amount of error sources that we can get. This time. That one worked. Okay, I see green. I see green. If I reload, I see a block. It doesn't have images, but as soon as I do this, it should have images. And if we look at the blog, can't find. Because the URL is wrong. So, there we go. Best article ever, 2. With an image. Like so, and then we say, do that again. Yeah, go ahead. What's wrong, my friend? Ah. Darn. Darn, I was too fast. I had, because it... We are now not in sync with main branch on remote. Can I do this? Remote origin, git rebase origin / main interactive. Hey, that actually works. Or does it? Hey, that actually works. Whew. Okay, good to know. And it did do the merge as well. Very good. Nice. So now it has the ID, which is, I think, different from what we had before. Yeah, we earlier had 306 at the end, and now we have a new ID. And now we sync. So you can apparently do git rebase origin -i. Origin / main. Didn't know that's an option, actually. Wasn't aware of that. Do you work, my friend? Running, publishing, succeeding. It works. Very nice. We got that one. Let's also include... How does it include it? Let's inspect here for a second. It does include it from somewhere. Apparently from somewhere. Cloudinary.com. This is not GitHub. anymore. So it, while uploading it to dev.to, apparently also, oh no, look at that. Never mind. Do you see the last part of the URL? It says, can I do this? It says, oh no, some URL, and then it says at the end, come on, /https://raw GitHub user content mcrans block main and something. Okay, so it does somehow cross-reference. Cool. So we have an image. Can we use SVG? I want to use SVG instead. Do I have an SVG file in here? No. There's one. The lower one. This one here. An SVG, all right. As SVG dot SVG, right? Do it, do the thing for me. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna share this with you once more. That's what we are using. Basically, all we did was use dev.init to set up the repository, and then change the corresponding GitHub action workflow ever so slightly. Well, we didn't even do changes inside of here, but we did set up a dev.to API token, which you can do from going into dev.to settings, going to extensions, and scrolling down to the bottom of the C. There. So extensions, then way down, and then we've set everything up inside of our repository, inside settings. So in the repository, you go to settings, you go to secrets, actions, and then here you create a new secret. Take the same name, otherwise it won't find it, and paste the API key. And that's it. I think that was all that we did. Did our action succeed? It did indeed. Indeed it did. So refreshing, and we see an SVG. Sweet. Copy image address. Yeah, it's an SVG, all right. Is it? Is that an SVG? That's not an SVG anymore. It apparently turned it into a non-SVG. But we can use it still. So that's good. It does reference the SVG up here. But when you zoom in, it doesn't auto scale, and I do not have Control U to actually see the source. So it did automatically create an image actually from it, apparently. Good to know. So seems like SVGs can be uploaded, but on dev.to they get transformed. into static images. Very interesting. What file type is it? Yeah, it seems to be a static image, huh? Even though it says SVG right there. Let me try something. Let me try something. Where did the block go? Block, where are you? There you are. Here go. You. And in here we now have downloaded.svg, which is not an SVG. It is actually a PNG. Okay, it's a bit confusing for the user, I think. So, but still, one interesting thing, I think, thanks to the magic of Linux, we can do posts. We can say file downloaded, and it actually says it's PNG image data, even though it's called .svg. So we can find out the type with file in the Linux. Type is also, I think, something that is possible. So type downloaded.svg, not found. Okay, type apparently does not work. And no entry. What is type? It does not have a man page? What kind of utility are you, type? Interesting. Shell built-in command. Okay, but you do not have a man page? Is that even a thing? Sacre bleu. Something. Sweet. That's at an actual article, I think. So in here, it's called creator. This is just a test. So, and now we are going to create a new folder. Mailchimp clone. Serverless Mailchimp clone. Where am I going to put this? Yeah, put it inside of serverless Mailchimp clone, and inside of there I call this subscribe endpoint. And then we take this one and that 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 one. National Rebel, welcome in.
National Rebel joined our tea time.
Have some tea, sit down, relax. We are currently learning how to automate uploads to dev.to. Basically, all we have That work? No. All we have is a GitHub repository that has a GitHub action workflow setup, and it's using this sign.died or synod add, I don't know, publish dev.to add version 2. Using a dev.to authentication token, which we created, or API token, API key, whatever you want to call it. And then it automatically detects the MD files and uploads them. What we do have to provide now for this article that I've already wrote, we have to set this, what was it called, front matter. The preamble is called front matter. I'm using this article here as like a demo for myself and documentation. I also want to... Do you have a blog or any kind of that? National Rebel? Here in this editor guide. See docs at this. Right? So in here we remove the ID, that one we do not need. We have this name here. And now is the name going to be displayed again? Yeah, okay. The name is going to be displayed here at the very top. So we do not need to double that one. Published, no. Cover image is going to be something different. Here we want probably AWS, step functions. What do you suggest? Are these comma separated? Where was I about to go? Yeah. Tags. Liquid tags. That's not it. Passing tags. Front matter. Max of 4 tags needs to be comma separated. Okay, it's only 4 maximum. Good to know. Good to know. Good to know. So serverless is probably something that we want. Mailchimp, who cares? I don't know. AWS Lambda is probably a nice tag. And step functions. Anything else? AWS. Probably just AWS is a nice tag. And I don't know whether these matter, like in terms of order. I'm going to order them like this here. Actually, we do not have Lambda in this one, so remove that. Serverless step functions and email, newsletter. I don't know. Fine. Is there a tag like that out there? Can I see the tags in here as well? Tags. Oh. Yeah. And if we look for email, hashtag email. Oh, there we go. Serverless AWS email testing. Do you really need to? Shit. They put the same thing. On June 20. Okay, last year. Well, they're not using step functions. That's something. Testing. I think email is okay. It should be. Email.js. .NET. Low code would be something that we might want to check out. Low code. Yeah, low code. Low code. Let's take that one. All right. Bum 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 ba-dum. Dum da-dum. So I might need to retake the cover image. Other than that, everything that has img tag here, I want to remove. I think. Image. You. Wait, please. Save. And there we go. Not sure. Like that. Oh. Typo first. And in fact, I forgot to read this one, to do a proofread. Anything else in terms of to do? Don't include the blog title here. Yes, that's correct. So target workflow, contents. We go like that. That's a long article. That's a pretty long article. All right, but for now, let's try to deploy all of this. Feature we have to pull first. Git stash once more. Git pull. Fail. Since when do we need to be in the parent directory to git pull? Because it does not, the directory I just... No, that doesn't make sense. Never mind. Why can we not git pull from a child directory? Then git stash pop to have all our changes back in, and then I want to probably do it like this. All of these use relative imports. They do. Good job, Mirko. Like past Mirko, yesterday's Mirko. Feature. Serverless MailChimp clone. Subscribe endpoint. Push it to the limit, and then it should deploy. The action has started. That's good. GitHub action has started. And it failed. Too many requests. Too many requests. Seriously? Because we were publishing earlier and fiddling around with stuff. Yeah, it's not even here. or because we have multiple images inside of our blog. That shouldn't be an issue, should it? Now that's annoying. The name of the file is also terrible. Article.empty. SNS MailChimp phone.subscribe. Try again. We might have been rate limited. It's annoying, but yeah, it is what it is. Which means we have to wait, most likely. So, fix, rename. It also didn't actually publish anything, so I don't need to pull this time. It failed again. Yeah. Unprocessable entity. Why this time? Unprocessable entity is like so general. I have no idea. So it does reference the right file, which is this one here. Description. Do. Did it publish something? Why do I have 2 followers without having published a single article? Well, I appreciate it. What is this credits? What are dev.to credits? Allows you to post listings in the dev classifieds. Nobody knows. That's the same listing. Want to promote an upcoming conference or a CFP, interested in mentoring or searching for a mentor? Is your okay. Each listing costs a 1 credit. Okay, that's what it's about. All right. Who cares? At least I don't, right? We now get oh man, this is very, very unstable so far. I mean, I suppose for the most part, it was mostly me messing up the code. but now slightly worried about this one as well. Also, we can probably switch to PNG over there. .svg. Do we have you as PNG? Yes. Yes. .png. SVG. Anyone else? PNG. Nobody else. Someone like this. Someone like this. And the other ones too. All right. Let me remove the cover image for just a second. Maybe that's the issue. We didn't figure out how to do the cover image in our test. I noticed just now. And other than that, I do want to double check the tags, whether the tags can actually include spaces. I suppose they can't, huh? Anyways, CDK, blah blah blah. Serverless best practices, step functions. Let's just call it step functions right there. I think that's better. Are we good? I think we're good. Description to do. Fix. Try to make it. Try to upload again. Very descriptive name. Very descriptive name. Hello? Webflow started, and now we're waiting. It failed. Unprocessable. Why? Is it too long? Are there any limits to how long these can be? Is wrong? Hello? Come on, you can do it. Come on, you can do it. Oh, I see green. I see green. I see green. Bats. Was the name too long? Seriously? That's a very long article. Oh boy. That's a very, very long article. Part 1. Grab endpoint. That work? First, git pull. You want to copy the name. Then I want to convert everything. No, don't save. don't save. Then I git pull. VS Code being a little slow here. And then we go back to our article and we replace the name, and then we say, maybe I can just try this using the UI. That works. Does that one work as well? Save. Yeah, it works. It's a mouthful. That's probably the name of some. Have you seen the names of bachelor theses and like research theses? Theses? Is that the plural? They are always like finding a new abstraction of the layer on within using so like very, very lengthy names. I think mine was very, very long as well, if I remember correctly. My master thesis, no, my bachelor thesis had a very long name. I even forgot the name of it. It was so long. Correct. That worked, apparently. Oh, at least I can change it into this. So let's change it into once more. And then we try to publish again. Simple email. I guess like, is that possible? Is that an option? Apparently it is. Okay. Let's just include some change so that there is actually a diff that needs to be covered. And then we say fix title. What did it upload just now? Git fix. Fortunately, everything was on my local. Wait. Hard one. Git fix. Come on, VS Code. Be a bit quicker. Git push. Let's see whether that works. And then we try to figure out how to use tags and cover image within this context, most likely. So I have like an example. An easy example in particular. That worked. So we should, when I go to here, all right, if you want you can check it out. URL is public but secret. Can I like preview? archive stats. To share URL is public but secret to share at your own discretion. Yeah, if you want to check it out already. There it is. It's a mouthful. I'm not good at marketing. No, it's the best article ever. At least. Probably about creating a serverless MailChimp clone. I completely wrote it in Markdown. I did share with you the URL on GitHub as well. Yes. It is completely in Markdown. Yeah. But if you want, you can go to the secret one. Just go here. And then to subscribe endpoint. I need to fix the path. Because it's not public, that's why. I need to fix this path. But you can go to this directory, and then the README is the complete article, basically in only commands. It is in Markdown. I can't even imagine writing something in HTML purely, or in rich text. But these days, some companies still use Jira, right? Actually, a great many companies use Jira, and Jira cannot write Markdown. You cannot write Markdown within Jira. So what I end up doing, by the way, in Jira is I write everything on my local inside of VS Code with Markdown, and then I look at the preview, and when you copy and paste the preview, it all of a sudden it becomes magically HTML if you copy and paste it into Jira. Oh, I hate Jira. I cannot state it. I cannot overstate it. Calm down. It's only midday, and you're not even working with Jira anymore. At least not now. It's just a terrible piece of software. It's so slow and sluggish, and you cannot collaborate properly. Jira. And you cannot write checklists. What kind of task system does not allow you to write checklists? God. Sorry about the rant, but Jira is just the worst. I mean, I am able to collaborate with it. If you want to rant, the time has come. Feel free to rant all you like about Jira. This is the place. I'm with you 100%. I'm with you. Calm down, drink some tea. I need some fennel or chamomile tea to calm down. For which app? For using Jira? Man, it is too much for the service that you get out of it. It depends a lot on your company, particularly when you pay per user per month. So well, up to 10 users it's free, but then you pay per month per user, which is just ridiculous. Which is ridiculous pricing. I did not try any alternatives except for Trello, which I love, to be honest. Unfortunately, it was included into the Atlas ecosystem, and at the point where it was included, it was like, performance-wise, but it's still a great tool. Unfortunately, it does not work for bigger companies and where you have to collaborate across multiple departments. Trello is not the tool for that, I don't think. But for your team, it's a great tool, I find. There are things like Shortcut, but I haven't tried them yet. Formerly Clubhouse. In fact, I think it was Shortcut who made a video about how great Jira revolutionized this field. But sorry, Jira, you're old and slow. And actually also pretty pricey. And they made a lot of fun of it. I haven't been able to use Shortcut just yet, but I heard a lot of good stuff from them. How do they price? They also price per user, and they price even more than Jira. Seriously? It doesn't really say where the free plan ends and where the team starts. Yeah, can tell. Shortcut about Jira. Do they have the video still out there? Sorry, Jira. Sorry, Jira. I can't find it, unfortunately. But it was really funny. Maybe they shut it down because Jira was complaining, which I can understand. That they did complain. But anyway, yeah. Jira gets fired by ClickUp. I think that's it. I think that was the video. Hello, Jira. Thank you for coming. We've brought you here today to let you know that we've made the business decision of switching to ClickUp. I'm not sponsored by them. I haven't tried them, but it's a fun video. Check it out. It's a lot of fun, and it's very, very true. Unfortunately, still, Jira is still the #1 tool, I think, out there. Just because of how prevalent it is, and you have to use it to be enterprisey. Yeah, because everybody wants to be enterprise. Let's create our custom int 2 new implementation. There we go. By the way, Java does not have to be this way, I don't think. Also, C# does not have to be this way. Neither does JavaScript have to be this way. All right, let's figure out how to include tags, because tags and cover image apparently do not work. But other than that, I've shared with you the link. It is quite much, but it is basically the summary of what we've done within the last month on the subscribe endpoint. Well, except that it does not use SAM, like the link that I've shared with you for the blog article. Except that it does not use SAM, but it does everything using the CLI, which makes it very, very visible to what's actually happening. That's the good thing. All right. Yeah, I'll take a short break, and then we'll get into cover image and tags, because these are important. How to set those. These are important, and once we've done that, I think we're good. And then I probably finished for now. maybe streaming again in the evening. Two things I want to do then: checking out recognition, and also because I want to try out Ubuntu 22, I want to set up an EC2 instance for RDP together with my local. So look forward to that. Like I say evening, but I probably mean like 16 o'clock in Central European summertime. Let me check my phone quickly. Okay. All right. Let's take a short break here, and I'll be back in like 5 minutes or something. Latest 10 minutes. Burning clock. Yeah, in a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, let's continue. Welcome back to the TypeScript Tea Time. So before we get into it, let us give a shout out once again to this nice tool from Synedite or Synedite or Synedite, Johan La Sorsa. Thank you so much. Shout out to them. Also, I'm gonna give them a star in the other in the browser window where I'm actually logged in. There we go. Start. Because it is a good project. It's working most of the time, except for when we make mistakes. All right. So let's try to figure out how we put in tags and how to put in cover image. So, for that, I think we are going to go to this link here. I'm in the right browser window, very good. Tags, max of 4 tags needs to be comma separated. Okay, it looks all right. Liquid tag is something different. Huh? I don't know. Can we just say test dev.to? That? Oh, we forgot to get stash pull, get stash pop, and then this is fix. I don't know. Kind of a feature. Actually, we're just fiddling around. It is using right to use tags. Let's see whether that works. Our GitHub action has started. It only take a few minutes, seconds. Depending on how busy GitHub is. Sometimes you don't get a worker. It is green indeed. So that worked. And we should see in our dashboard, we should see this stream now has tags, hashtag test, hashtag dev.to. That works. Very good. All right. We learned how to use those currently. If we go back and back and back and back, should be able to take these, put them there, not include spaces. Does this one have a trailing space? href? No, it worked. It worked just as expected. Very good. So 1, 2, step functions should be the next one. And then we say, I forgot to. Why is there actually a commit? Apparently it's changing. Wait. Yeah, it's changing. It's apparently changing the double quotes into single quotes, and that's why it's got a div. Great. No, wait, what? Yeah. So let's save those. and try to update. Huh? Why is there I don't see this from here. Okay, never mind. You want to hit full, does it automatically merge? Very good. Article.md has port change line. Where did it change? Yeah, it changes the tags apparently, the quotes apparently. So let's try to use this one. Although that's very annoying, because my on save it just changes it to the other version. Can I disable that? I don't know. Well, for the time being. Or can we change that in the tool? Probably not, huh? Run blah 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 blah. No, it doesn't. Okay. All right. So fix add tags. Push it to the limit. That should do it. Next one. My article description. Suppose we can just set an article description right here. Well, it's a very descriptive name, right? Step guide to build a serverless MailChimp clone with AWS step functions, and we start with the subscribe endpoint in this article. It included a description basically here. Actually, can I put you right there? And there's probably an end missing. Or from the CLI for reproducibility in order to build a subscribe endpoint for an email service. Like so. Where will this description be shown? It's the thing that I'm curious about. Describe area in Twitter cards. Description area in Twitter cards and open graph cards. Okay, so we don't want to get rid of it. We probably want to duplicate it. And it's way too long. Because Twitter will not allow such a long article. They're like a unfortunately not. Twitter. For Twitter, this is way too long. testing, pitfalls, and troubleshooting. There we go. That might just be okay for Twitter. I don't know. Let's double check. It's probably still way too long, to be honest. Particularly if you, yeah, it's still too long. It has 20 characters too much. Okay. SES. Learn how to set up, integrate with that one. And API gateway. Setting IAM from the AWS CLI. That one may be important. Build a subscribe endpoint for an email newsletter. Also including testing, pitfalls, and that. If this includes a URL, it's still too long. Integrate with. Okay. All right. That's a very brief summary. Okay. Maybe that works. Maybe it won't. What was the last commit that we made? The tags. Did the tags work, by the way? Didn't check it just yet. Good. It did. Very good. Low code. Right. So feature, I guess, or fix, description. Go. Go. Very good. So that should publish fully and hopefully doesn't explode again. Because I don't like explosions. At least not in my CI/CD. Otherwise, explosions are pretty awesome. Alright, we don't see anything, but it did change something. Like that. Good, good, good. Very good. So let's do a git pull just in case. And it did change something. Did it? 6 lines were apparently changed. Oh, there we go. Okay. So it changed it back to quotes. Single quotes. Oh, right. So next one, we want to figure out how to use cover image. For that, I'm going to go here, cover image for post accepts URL. The best size is 1000 cross 420. So I don't know, why is it not doing the thing? Here I would need to put something. So // subscribe you are not happy with this. Let's try to upload it first. Block, 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 post, test. Copy. Or do I use a cover image, not as in the URL? Steps a URL. Front matter. Cover image. How to. Cover image, image URL. Okay. So like this, guess. Dost thou worketh thou fix. Try to use cover image. Right. Yeah, it's running again, doing its thing. And does it work this time? Now it's running. It did. And why did it fail the other time? What was wrong with the other code? So now we should be able to go to here. Go to revert new changes because I didn't change anything. And if I reload, there it is. Nice. The format is slightly off, so we probably want to fit it so that this workflow is actually completely visible. But that should be an easy fix. Just increasing the image size slightly. And it does say best format is 1000 cross for 120 apparently. Actually, let me copy all of this. Oh. From the front docs. We want to use series also, but series circle is MailChimp, and most likely this MailChimp clone. We want to do that. So next we have our graph right there. Yes, we do. Let's go ahead and try to take where is it? You, right? We open this bad boy with, okay. We open it in its containing folder apparently. And then I think the easiest one is actually going to be a sprite. as weird as it sounds. Because we can just say image size right there. We can say 420 right there. We can say 1000 right there. We can center it. Then we say yes. And there we go. We can from here scale things down times we could do two things, either scaling the image, but that will make it even more pixelated than it already is. Look at this. The alternative is what is the alternative? The alternative probably being to use the math times 0.98. That looks okay. Then we say times 0.8 right there as well. And yes, you can. Oh no! Well, it's 800. You can calculate. You can use math inside of Sprite if you haven't been aware of that. And then as you commit, it changes. Times 10. And then we say yes, and then we say, well, export or save as. I think we want to export. We want to output to an output file, and we put it into cover image. That. Else, no, that's it. Done. Throw it away. Throw you away as well. Now we should have it inside. Well, so we can just do / cover image and all of the code that is, all of the file name that we have right there. A PNG. That should be it. And I unfortunately again changed everything into double quotes. I do want single quotes so that it doesn't have to copy it once more. All right. Yeah, that looks all right. Could change the cover image into something like step functions and whatnot, like step functions, SES logo, and API gateway logo maybe. It would also be an option, but it's very, very general. So let's be precise, even though we repeat this like within the first 20 lines, it will immediately be repeated, for better or worse. You, my friends. All right, feature. Cover image and series. In fact, I probably want the series here as well. Series test. All right, let's do it. I forgot to git rebase origin main. Go for it. That worked. Good. Why do you open this all? Why? Nothing changed. Git push. Git push to the limit. Yeah. And with that, we wait for the CI to finish. Hopefully it works. We're a bit on the fence. We be honest. But it did work. Very good. So now if we go to our theme, this one, okay, right? Seems to be working still. And the good one, the real one, there we go. We have an image. Does it have a gray background? No, it does not have any background whatsoever. Okay. That's why. Well, yeah, it's transparent background. And then it okay. the gray background looks what can I say? Can we add a background? Make it white. Let's try to do it. It shouldn't be too hard with a sprite, for example. A sprite. And then we take plain white, which is probably this one. Yes, FFF. And then we select. And I want to take select, and I took the W to take the magic selection by color. And if you select, or if you do not select contiguous, it would select all the stuff that is without color in this case, because I clicked on the transparent one. Then we can go to G, which is the bucket tool, or fill tool. And this one too should be non-contiguous, and then we do that. And there we go. If we look at it, why does it become so pixelated when we zoom out a little? Is that a bug? Or maybe an Ubuntu thing? Because these are actually fairly, yeah, it might be an Ubuntu thing. Trying to anti-alias stuff here, making it so ugly. So is that better? What do you think? Is it better than the gray one? Oh, here it's okay. Yeah, it is better than the gray one. Looking at this, which is the same image. It does look better. Way better. So let's save you, my friend. I think I can repeat last export. Is that a thing? Apparently not. Apparently yes. Go for it. Yeah, okay. Apparently it's an A-sprite thing, because when I zoom in and out inside of VS Code, it doesn't become too pixelated, right? I need to git pull once more. Why did it update anything? What did it update? It changed it back? Inconsistencies. I love them. What can I say? It's working. It's working. I don't complain. As long as it's automated. As long as it's automated, I don't complain. Feature cover image with white background. Do it. And that should do the trick for now. And then unfortunately I have to redo the very, very last part once more. The next steps part. Handle duplicate email. It's not even a thing. we have that handled. Yeah. Okay, so I need to redo this part. But after that's done, I can finally click the freaking publish button. Oh, that took so freaking long. You want to build something, but you don't know what. Do you want some ideas? If you have no idea whatsoever, there is game idea generator. There are tools like these that help you. In this case, you would need to do a side-scrolling X music, start with nothing apparently, and then prehistoric rivalry. So those are pretty odd things, and some pretty cool ideas come out of these. Video game generator. Wait. No, that's the wrong one. Game idea generator as a game. Give me a game. Do it. Ocean Survive roleplay RPG. So roleplay RPG, limited time. Maybe you in this game, I can imagine. Think about something like Raft. But with Final Fantasy battles. The obstacle to overcome. If any battle takes too long, you will die. Because it says limited rules, it's an obstacle and not you get saved. And what else? Wildcard colors. Maybe we have some colors that give you the attributes. I don't know. Red is strong against green. Green is strong against yellow. Yellow is strong against blue. Blue is strong against red, and so on. Maybe that's also an idea. If you want to do a video game at all. But I know your feeling. Sometimes you're just like, I want to do something, but I don't want to start anything too big. So what do I do? Yeah, knowing that feeling. There's also other idea generators, by the way. Generator website. Random website idea generator. There we go. How about none of these? Isn't it great how you watch your streamer click on every single one? Photobombing blog. What? That's already an interesting one. I like that idea. You use some image tag library, maybe on AWS, recognition maybe, to identify images on the internet, random images, and check whether it's doing a photobomb. and you include all those photos inside of the blog automatically. That's an idea. I don't know what an MLM is. What does that mean? Multi-level marketing. A pyramid scheme. How about a pyramid scheme? An ideas blog. Well, it's funny that the generator mix or the random website idea generator gives you as an idea and a blog about generating ideas. Or a finance management website. something with words. Oh, these are, oh, different generators. I see. Oh, that's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. Web. Oh, hopefully this is safe for work. Yeah. Mail to link generator. Iframe generator. Box shadow generator. YouTube name generator. Random YouTube comment picker. Also interesting. There are some weird ideas out there. All right. Did we do it? I think we did it, right? Did we republish? I think I just need to. Didn't work. It did work. Why? It didn't detect changes. Oh, very interesting. I need to be aware of that fact. Warning. Important. When changing images without changing text, the blog might not republish. The CI/CD, actually the CD pipeline, might not republish. That's an important fact. Luckily, we do have changes in here. For example, handle duplicate mail is not a thing anymore. Workflow to unsubscribe. Workflow to regular check whether the blog article was posted. Workflow to send email once a new emails to all subscribers. Transform this into, or refactor the code to use an infrastructure as code tool like AWS SAM or CDK or Terraform. Yep. That should be enough changes. Fix. Smaller. Minor changes. Go, there we go, and there we go. Publish once more. Or maybe it actually worked, except that when I look at this, this might be caching the image, the base image. And the base image didn't change, at least its name didn't change. And so it didn't try to refetch from this cloudinary.com. Maybe that's why it didn't republish. I can imagine, at least. I can imagine. It worked? It worked. Because if I reload this, see, it didn't change it. Even though we absolutely did change the cover image. Oh. Or we didn't. Because it's now called cheat sheet. Okay. Well, that works. transparent. Right. Alright, never mind. It was me who's stupid. Not a first. It's not a first. I won't cry. I won't even cry. It's not a first. Why did you change? Oh, because of that. Fix, once again, cover image. And I need to git pull. And aborting. Okay. Git stash. Git pull. Git stash pop. Fix merge errors. Take the lower one. Yeah. To introduce new breaking changes. Code. That won't help. Do the thing again. And then I can proofread this once more. One final one. And then hopefully I can just hit the publish button. Oh. What is a great time to publish blogs about tech? Is it on a Monday? Is it on a Friday? Friday is probably nobody reads a blog on a tech blog on a Friday, right? Everybody is going home early, at least for those where it's possible. Deployed and reload, and we have the correct image. Yay! Isn't that something? Sweet. Very nice. Read next. Hey, we are apparently within the serverless stuff, because all of these are fairly old. Serverless framework, AWS CDK, and TypeScript. Yeah, ultimate dev experience. All right. With that, I think we've done it, right? I think we did it. So once again, this is a great tool with which we were able to do the thing. We have an Autopublish in the evening. We will first check AWS recognition and then do a bit of EC2 probably. When I say evening, I probably mean like probably 17 o'clock. I think 17, maybe 18. Or maybe slightly earlier. All right. With that, thank you so much for being here. This was the TypeScript Tea Time. I'm your host Mirko. Hope you had a great time. We were automating our blog publishing to dev.to using the tool that I've just shared, dev.to CLI. Thanks to Cyanide or Cindy Ed. And if you socials, that's not how you write socials, that's how you write. If you're interested, feel free to follow. In particular on Twitter, I typically post when I'm online. And well, you know, Twitch can be like sometimes you see the notifications, sometimes you don't, and whatnot. Twitter is at least slightly more useful on that front, except that there's so much on Twitter that probably my blog posts or my posts won't even be shown in your timeline. But that's another issue. All right. With that, I hope to see you next time in the TypeScript Tea Time. Bye already. Today at 17 o'clock about-ish Central European Summertime. See ya!